She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as she stays with me. She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as I stay queen. Kiss, kiss Molly's lips, kiss, kiss Molly's lips, kiss, kiss Molly's lips, kiss, kiss Molly's lips. Hey, Mean Matt here. I don't know why, but sometimes there's not a lot of matches on these shows that I watch, and that's kind of interesting, but from what I did see, yeah. But since it's December, since the holidays are coming up, I thought, alright, let's do another one. I just uploaded one earlier. WWE Unforgiven. I don't know. It's funny because anyways, we have Holiday Hell, which was an annual ECW thing. And I feel like this show was more intriguing to watch, and it was. I just wish that some of the other matches were on this card, but you know, it is what it is. Obviously a match in Philadelphia, and again, this was pretty cool. ECW Arena. It says it aired on December 28, 1993, although it was like 2 days before, so yeah. Kind of the way it was. I mean, anyway. We had a match between Chad Austin versus the Pitbull, and this was, I believe, before the actual take team happened. I mean, this was the second year, like the full year of ECW, which Eastern Championship Wrestling. I think this was a very good show for being around for the second year it was, and yeah, but this was a good show. This match was cool as well. The Pitbull basically owned Chad. Like, honestly, he, you know, powerbomb basically just took over. I think Chad tried to get offense, but that didn't seem, well, he did eventually because he won the match. But, see, that's the problem, because the Pitbull took control for the most of it, so I was surprised he didn't win. But, and he had a hype package. It was the debut of One Mike Awesome, and it was very cool to watch, because I feel like this was when all the ECW guys came in, and I was like, shit, that's awesome. Because Mike Awesome, no pun intended, was a very good wrestler for his time, and he was very tall. You could believe that he would destroy anybody, and that's basically what happened here, taking out Randy Starr. And yeah, So Mike Awesome did get the win. But this was a fairly good match, but as his debut match, or whatever it was, he really was strong in this one. Now there was a match here for the ECW Tag Team titles. You have Kevin Sullivan and the Tasmaniac, who were the champions, and they defeated JT Smith and Tommy Carrillo. Yeah, we talked about these guys. Obviously, Kevin Sullivan, since the 80s, he was really one of those guys that brought the dark side to wrestling. I mean, I just watched a promo he did a while ago, and this was in the 80s, so I'm not sure what year exactly. The promos that guy cut were fucking creepy and awesome, and like even his work in Ring of Honor with BJ Whitmer, like that was pretty cool. And anyways, Tasmaniac, obviously, Taz coming out, and he did do a couple dark matches in WWF, which I don't know if anybody knows that. I'm sure a few people would, but coming into ECW and having the jungle outfit on, and I guess Tasmanian Devil, like, makeup, face paint coming out. I don't know if he came up to Nirvana's Breed yet, but definitely one of those guys that really was one of the pioneers of hardcore wrestling, and of course the Human Suplex Machine. But yeah, I didn't see this match, unfortunately, but Sullivan and Tasmaniac won and retained. So then we had a match with Shane Douglas and Tommy Dreamer, and yeah, like, Tommy Dreamer was one of those guys who was very young. He was definitely one of those guys that would reinvent himself. And of course, Shane Douglas, we all know his past with, jobbing in WWF and then going to NWA, and then of course the whole promo that he cut when he was ECW champion. And then this was actually a very good match, and yeah, kind of one of those things where it's like you didn't know who was gonna win, but yeah, Shane somehow picked it up, so that was pretty cool. And then you have this match. You got Mr. Hughes, who was managed by this guy called Jason. I have no idea who he was, but now that I do, what an annoying prick. And he took on the Sandman, who had Peaches in his corner. And yeah, I mean, this is Mr. Hughes just came in from the WWF for, well, his first run, and then coming in and being like, this guy is a fucking monster. So coming in, like, doing that, and the Sandman, like Tommy Dreamer, would evolve through time in the company, but this was awesome. Jason came in, of course, to distract Sandman, and Mr. Hughes basically picked up the win by knocking the Sandman out. Yeah, that was fucking stupid, but I mean, there was a very good promo of Sandman and Peaches outside in the snow and cutting a promo on Mr. Hughes, and then I mean, before that it was Jason kind of promo. So I mean, they had a match the following January, so yeah, there it is. Rock and Rebel, who demolished Donnie Allen, and that's all I can say. Like, this guy, this was crazy. Like, this guy really didn't let Don get a chance, and I'm sure Don, there was a point where he tried to get offense, but that didn't seem to work, and yeah, Rockin' Robin got the win. I believe we did talk about Donnie Allen before, but yeah, there it is. This match was awesome as well. Like, talk about legends. Of course, you got the two Terrys. You have Terry. Oh, this was, by the way, a no disqualification match for the ECW title. You got Terry Funk versus the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal, death-defying Sabu. Of course, being led by Paulie Dangerously, Paul Heyman, the man himself. And this was very cool. Like, this was, you know, you look at, this was ECW, the wrestling company that was eventually going to add more hardcore matches, hardcore style. Unlike WWF and WCW, and I mean, it was also, they brought out the camera angle that looked gritty, like a camcorder, if you will, VHS, and anyways, like, Ian and Axel Rotten tried to get involved in basically Terry Funk. Well, there was a spot where they were on the apron and Terry Funk put Sabu on the table and beat him up there, and, you know, with a chair, took a chair and hit him with it a few times. Of course, Sabu did the high-flying spot he used to do with the chair in the ring, but yeah, Ian and Axel were on the apron. They went on the outside. Sabu did a dive onto the Rottens, and Terry Funk basically was behind Terry with his brick phone and hit Terry with it, but yeah, that didn't work either, and basically, yeah, Terry Funk took over, did the figure four leg lock, and then somehow got the win. And oh yeah, Sherry Martel was there too. Like, she was there. I want to say it was, I can't remember what match it was, honestly. But she was there too. She tried to get involved. But basically, Terry did pick up the win, becoming the new ECW champion, which was pretty cool. And I mean, this was at the point where he was still, I mean, he was in his 40s, but still, like, just darting all over the place. And with somebody like Sabu, like, this was very, very cool. And I mean, again, you got somebody that did a few matches in WWF, but had that hardcore edge that WWF wasn't really familiar with at the time. So, I had a match here that, again, didn't watch. I tried to find it, I honestly did, because it was a body count match, and I don't know what that is. It's Pat Tanaka defeating Rocco Rock. Obviously, Rocco Rock would join Johnny Rotten, or basically Johnny Grunge reforming Public Enemy. But yeah, Pat Tanaka, we know from WWF back in the day as well. Also, he did some matches in WCW, Japan, and yeah, actually watching Pat and Mike Awesome at One Night Stand was very cool as well. But yeah, Pat picked up the win here. Wish I knew what it was. Also, there was a Lights Out Battle Royal. Now, I don't know what the hell that was, but I do know that Tommy Dreamer won. See, this is the thing. I have no idea what the fuck happened, because there's at least 3 matches that I wish I would have saw. And I did this before, and it has happened where some matches weren't on the card. Am I missing something? I have no idea. But I got what I got. Anyways. Yeah. So, talk to you later.
So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming. I don't think that's the case at all. If you look at some of his earlier interviews,